A lot of time breaking down systems, dissecting the machinery of oppression, exposing how power structures are designed to sustain themselves, not serve the people. But now, let's shift gears. Let's talk about building something better. If Enlightenment Socialism is to be the next step in the grand project of human liberty, then it must be judged not by its promises, but by its outputs. Because a system is not what it claims to be. A system is what it does. Possewood. And if Enlightenment Socialism doesn't produce liberty, justice, equality, dignity, and solidarity, then it fails as a system. A system that truly values liberty must be structured in a way that ensures it. It cannot simply hope that those in power will act justly. It must design power structures where the only possible outcome is justice. No one should have to depend on the ruling class for survival. Wages cannot be a leash that keeps people subservient. Resources cannot be hoarded by a few while the many struggle. No one should have to sell their labor just to avoid starvation. If a system does not automatically generate these outcomes, then it is flawed at the core. Capitalism operates on one principle: manufactured scarcity. It ensures there's never enough money, housing, healthcare, stability, because precarity is what keeps people obedient. It's not just about controlling resources, it's about controlling people. Enlightenment Socialism takes that foundation and rips it apart. It does not promise a world of abundance. It engineers one. And to do this, it focuses on the next frontier of human development: space. Because the reality is, post-scarcity is physically impossible under capitalism. Capitalism cannot allow limitless abundance because it requires artificial shortages to function. But if we nationalize asteroid mining, unlock the trillions of dollars of resources just floating above our heads, and transition to a world where resource extraction happens off-planet, then capital itself becomes obsolete. When no one can hoard land, water, or energy, these things cease to be commodities and become fundamental rights. When material security is guaranteed, labor is restructured, allowing people to pursue work that is actually valuable. When scarcity stops being the system's driving force, poverty itself becomes impossible. This isn't utopianism. It's logistics. It's about what the system does, not what it says it wants to do. Power consolidates. It always does. Every so-called revolutionary movement that centralized authority in the name of the people eventually created a new ruling class. If power can be consolidated, it will be. That's a fundamental law of systems. So Enlightenment Socialism does not create a better government. It restructures governance itself to ensure that authoritarian creep is impossible. It decentralizes power, tying governance to direct community needs rather than corporate or state control. It implements a liquid democracy where representation is fluid and no person or group can hoard authority. It eliminates bureaucratic hierarchy, ensuring that the moment power becomes manageable, it doesn't just become manipulatable. This means true democracy, not representative theater. Not a new technocratic class pretending to serve the people. A system that cannot be bought, co-opted, or corrupted because its design does not allow it. Automation and AI could end human suffering tomorrow. The only reason they don't is because capitalism ensures that technological progress is used to tighten control, not loosen it. Under capitalism, AI replaces workers to maximize profit. Automation eliminates jobs without eliminating scarcity. And technology advances that benefit the elite, not society as a whole. But under Enlightenment Socialism, automation eliminates forced labor, not to create mass unemployment, but to liberate humanity from needless toil. AI is programmed for public good, not private profit, designed to serve rather than exploit. Technology becomes a shared advancement, not a hoarded resource, because if something can make life easier for everyone, then by definition, it should. A system that continues to use technology for oppression is not broken. It is working as intended. Enlightenment Socialism reverses the intention. It ensures that technology cannot be used as a weapon of class warfare. There is no freedom without economic freedom. If a person must work to eat, then they are not free. If survival is contingent on selling one's labor to a system designed for someone else's profit, then we are still living in feudalism, just with more steps. No one should ever be forced into labor to survive. No one should be trapped in poverty by design. No one should be economically coerced into obedience. A system that produces coercion is a system that intends coercion. And capitalism has always been designed for coercion. Enlightenment Socialism erases that foundation. The result? A world where people can actually make choices. Not just choose which corporation gets to exploit them. A system is only as good as its mechanics. A vision without infrastructure is just a dream. A system that allows loopholes for corruption, power hoarding, or authoritarian creep will inevitably become corrupted. That's why Enlightenment Socialism isn't just about ideals. It's about engineering a system where the only possible outcome is human freedom. No contradictions, no compromises. A system must be designed to ensure that it cannot betray itself. That's the difference between fantasy and function. That's the difference between empty rhetoric and true systemic change. And that's why Enlightenment Socialism is not just a political movement. It's the next logical step in the evolution of human civilization.